Well, after last night's cracker from the Parc des Princes, we have another extravaganza lined up for you tonight from the Santiago Bernabéu. The second leg of probably the most awaited Champions League match this season. Carlo Ancelotti up against his former club, and Thomas Tuchel trying to make up for a wretched Bundesliga season with an unlikely Champions League triumph. Which of these two managerial titans, former winners, will come out on top? We're going to find out soon. For now, though, this is the best of European club football on the Coach's Corner. And as always, you are welcome. Yes, people, and the title says it all. Real Madrid against Bayern Munich, live from the Estadio Santiago Bernabéu in Madrid, in Spain. A mouth-watering clash between two European titans. Real Madrid obviously going for title number 15, and Bayern hoping to win the Champions League for yet another time. You must excuse my poor professionalism. I don't know how many times Bayern Munich have won it, but that can easily be remedied, of course. Reminder that unlike the match yesterday, which had Dortmund ahead on aggregate and going on to win after beating Paris Saint-Germain home and away, this particular game is finally poised, with both teams having drawn at the Allianz Arena, and it is 2-2 on aggregate. So effectively, this particular match is the showdown, winner takes all. And the winner of this match will, of course, earn the right to play against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League final on the 1st of June. So, will it be an all-German final? Or will Real Madrid find another gear? Well, I am going to start by giving you some team news, of course, and I will, ask for your forgiveness because once again, BBC Sport have done a pretty poor job in trying to, come up with their own wonky formations. Real Madrid, of course, are the home team, and ignore what's written over there. They will be playing in a 4-3-3. So it will be Lunin in goal, preferred to the recovered Courtois. Dani Carvajal, Nacho, Antonio Rudiger, and Ferland Mendy will be the back four. And the midfield will have Aurelien Tchouameni in the middle, with Toni Kroos and Federico Valverde aside him. And as usual, it's Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham, and Rodrigo up front. And of course, a star-studded bench for Real Madrid with Luka Modric, of course, one of the captains without the armband, as it were. Camavinga can also come on and do an excellent job at left back. Dani Ceballos, of course, former Arsenal midfielder. Brahim Diaz, Arda Güler, two young stars, of course. And there are two goalkeepers in the squad, but it's fair to say that the on-loan Chelsea goalkeeper, Kepa Arrizabalaga, will not be staying at the Bernabeu for very long. Of course, we don't know what will happen to Thibaut Courtois, who was out for the best part of the season with a huge knee injury, and it will remain to be seen if he has a future at the Bernabeu. And there is a graphic, of course, talking about the defensive worries of Bayern as I go through the team lineup, of course. Min Jae Kim and Dayot Upamecano, who are on the bench, have played 20 matches and conceded 21 goals between the two of them. So it's no surprise that neither of them are starting. And Tuchel has named a 4-2-3-1 formation, so that's one thing that the BBC have got right. Kimmich and Mazraoui are expected to be the fullbacks with De Ligt and Eric Dyer in the middle. And it could very well be that Pavlovic will be partnering with Lema as the defensive midfield pivots, with Leon Goretzka dropping to the bench. And the attacking three should very well be Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry, and Jamal Musiala, not in that particular order, with Harry Kane up front. And when you can bring on the likes of Thomas Muller, Alphonso Davies, and Goretzka to some extent, you are fairly well stocked in some respects. So this is, of course, the team news. Confirmation, of course, that the winner will play Borussia Dortmund on the 1st of June. And as mentioned, it is 2-2 on aggregate after that draw at the Allianz Arena. Real Madrid basically having the better of the first half, despite Bayern having more of the possession and the chances. But some good substitutions from Tuchel brought the team back into it, and they were leading 2-1, but then a needlessly conceded penalty by Min Jae Kim allowed Vinicius Jr. to tie things up 2-2 on aggregate. So this tie is indeed very finely poised, and we will be proceeding to the Bernabeu very soon. I'm not too sure why we haven't gone there already, given that it's 4 minutes to kick off, but we should be there on our way. And of course, this time Spencer's the first one in the building. Good evening to you, mate. I hope you're well, and thank you for joining in as always. A friend of the channel, very much so now. And I wonder if you're looking forward to this particular game. You know, two quality teams. Say whatever you want about Thomas Tuchel. He does have a knack of being able to get teams to perform very well in European club football. Runner-up with PSG, champion with Chelsea, of course, and there is some talk about him going to Manchester United to replace Erik ten Hag. I think, if you ask me, ten Hag has mentally checked out, literally. And we are seeing pictures right now from the Bernabeu as we speak, and quite a few recognizable faces in the stands, and yep, including a certain Raul Gonzalez, one of the team's greatest ever players. Julio Baptista, I think, is there too, and a few other players who've served Madrid. Oliver Kahn representing Bayern Munich. Until the very end of last season under Tuchel, he was one of their big corporate members, but he was sacked along with Hasan Salihamidzic. And he was sacked before the end of that season, which somehow ended up with Bayern Munich winning. But, you know, still very much a Bayern man at heart is King Khan. And Spencer saying Thomas Tuchel is a fine manager, but Madrid should be able to get it done here at home. 2-1 to Madrid. And the thing about this particular game is that this is going to feature two teams who enjoy counter-attacking more than absolutely attacking. And Bayern did show in the home leg at the Allianz that they were trying their best to get on the front foot, but just couldn't have that quality in the final third. And then, of course, Madrid hit them on the counter and deservedly took the lead, only for Bayern to come back brilliantly in the second half. So it will remain to be seen what sort of tactics the managers will apply. No changes to Madrid's lineup, but Bayern have made that one change with Pavlovic coming in, and Pavlovic did have an excellent game against Lazio at the Allianz Arena, where they beat the Italians 3-0 and secured their passage to the quarterfinals, where they, of course, played us and soundly beat us on aggregate. So nothing much else to say, except I've got my full bottle of water ready this time. I'm looking forward to a classic encounter. For some reason, it's getting to 8 o'clock UK time, and we still haven't got had kickoff yet from the Bernabeu. Might be some delays. I'm not too sure what's going on, but we should be bringing you action very, very soon. We should be proceeding to the Bernabeu. A lot of ridiculous advertisements. And continentally, of course, Bayern Munich have won the European Cup 6 times, going for their 7th. So we are in the presence of European royalty. Also winners of the UEFA Cup, the Cup Winners' Cup, the Super Cup twice, and twice winners of the Club World Cup and the Intercontinental Cup. So for some reason, we haven't seen the players lining up. We haven't gotten to hear the Champions League music. I think we're going straight to kickoff as it stands. And Bayern Munich have just kicked off, in fact, attacking from right to left. And we will start now by bringing you some of the action. And Madrid already on the attack through Vinicius Jr. Up against Joshua Kimmich, and Kimmich concedes a corner. after not even 20 seconds. And so Bayern will now be a little bit under the cosh here, because this is, of course, Real Madrid's home. And this is, in fact, the former Bayern midfielder, Toni Kroos, who will be taking this corner. A right-footed in-swinger, hoping to swing it into the penalty area, find a head, but it's somehow headed away. Rodrigo is able to get on the end of that, but Serge Gnabry doing some good work to pick his pocket and send it all the way to Andre Lunin, who has come halfway up the field. Mendy. Valverde. And that is sent all the way to Carvajal. Is that kept in play? Well, the referee rules that it was, but Bayern Munich have the ball back anyway. Eric Dyer. Konrad Lehmer, who had a magnificent tournament, really, for Bayern Munich. De Ligt passing it to Kimmich, who was in a bit of trouble over there with Vinicius sniffing at him in his own half, but danger's been cleared. Rudiger. He passes it all the way back to Lunin. And Lunin has done pretty well this campaign in the absence of Thibaut Courtois, but will remain to be seen if he continues to be Real's first choice goalkeeper, or whether Thibaut Courtois has a future. Bellingham. And that was Nacho who was able to thread that pass. Musiala. Lehmer. Hoping to find Kane, who's made a fine run forward, and Kane controls it with his chest. And the referee apparently saw no reason for foul play. I mean, no reason to award a free kick there. But Mendy's rather lucky. He did have his arm around him, and that was actually Leroy Sané who was able to control that with his chest, not Harry Kane. Carlo Ancelotti, of course, having managed Bayern Munich back in the day. Bellingham. And Rudiger can now send it forward, but there should be a Bayern defender back, and De Ligt actually does one better, preventing Vinicius Jr. from getting on the end of that. And that is Tuchel, the head coach of Bayern, wearing his classic full-sleeved polo shirt. Dyer with a layoff to Neuer. De Ligt. And very nearly going through, but Rudiger was there to mop up the damage. And Musiala trying to make a nuisance of himself, but none of that. Mendy trying to make something happen there. And that is Valverde, who passes it to Rudiger. Valverde now expected to play a little bit of a... No, that isn't Valverde. I think that was Nacho. And De Ligt having to pass back to his goalkeeper. And Dyer now under some pressure. And you can see that Real Madrid's press is working wonders at the moment. Rudiger. And that is Nacho who passes it to Rodrigo, passing it back to Rudiger. It is with Nacho now, and that is Kroos who receives the ball, sort of sitting back quite deep. And I suppose if Ancelotti were playing a 4-2-3-1, Kroos would be one of the defensive pivots. Nacho to Kroos. Tchouaméni. And Tchouaméni having his pocket picked there by Musiala, but Kane's through ball was intercepted brilliantly by Kroos there. Tchouaméni. Back to Tchouaméni from Bellingham, it was. Carvajal to Tchouaméni. Nacho. He's got Kroos to his left. Valverde to his right, but he passes it back to Rudiger instead. To Nacho now. Cruz. Vinicius. Up against Bayern defense that literally stopped him in his tracks, but it is still with Madrid. And it's Bellingham now. Rodrigo to Carvajal into the penalty area. Nobody on the end of that. And Mendy does well to keep the ball in play. Went right across the face of the goal, but there was no one there. And is that going to be a penalty? No, the referee says, get up, Jude. You weren't tackled. And already we see Bayern now under the caution having to do some work in defense, not quite able to get on the counter. And back to this cross here from Carvajal. It needed Rodrigo to get on the end of that, and had Rodrigo connected, that would almost certainly have been 1-0 Real. But Real doing a lot of the pressing and the attacking, and some great work from Musiala, but Kane wasn't able to find the on-rushing Leroy Sané. Mazraoui. And this is Musiala. Mazraoui. Pavlovic, preferred to Goretzka tonight. And that is Kimmich. Lema. De Ligt to Dyer. Pavlovic sending it forward. It is with Musiala now. Some great work here. Gnabry in the penalty area, but not too sure. He might have been caught in two minds whether to go for goal or to try and cross it. But this is good stuff from Bayern, and Musiala and Pavlovic doing some wonderful work in between them, and a beautiful pass there to Sané. I mean, Musiala rather, setting Gnabry on his way. Just couldn't quite make it happen. But Bayern looking good after weathering that early storm. Kimmich. De Ligt. Dyer. Pavlovic. Konrad Lema. And that is Kimmich. Back to Lema. De Ligt. Dyer. Pavlovic. Back to Dyer. Across to De Ligt, who should try to send it forward, and he does. He finds Sané on the right with Kimmich coming in. Sané up against Bellingham, hoping to find a through pass, but Mendy cuts it off, and that is a foul on Mendy by Kimmich, and that will be a Real Madrid free kick. Musiala there with the beautiful through pass to Serge Gnabry, but really should have backed himself to try and shoot. Couldn't get the body shape right. We got some comments already. I will try and go through them. Hannah, of course, reminding you all to smash the like and sub button and click the bell button for notifications as well. Real Madrid on the attack now. Mendy, Rodrigo. And hoping to find Vinicius Jr., but Vinicius wasn't able to control that ball, and that goes straight through to Manuel Neuer. Mazraoui. We had one Moroccan facing heartbreak in one semi-final in Achraf Hakimi. Will this Moroccan make it through tonight? Kimmich getting the pass from De Ligt and having to pass back to Neuer under pressure from Bellingham. And Tchouaméni putting Musiala under pressure, but eventually he finds Pavlovic. Pavlovic with a fine pass, but Kimmich has to try to keep it in play, and he does, but at the expense of not able to provide Leroy Sané with a better pass. Valverde. Tchouaméni. Nacho. Cruz. Back to Cruz from Bellingham. Carvajal hoping to find Rodrigo, but that is cut off by Eric Dyer. Tchouaméni. Kroos. Sending it forward, hoping to find Carvajal, and he does. But Gnabry shields it from Rodrigo, and the defense is able to clear that. And Leroy Sané claiming that Mendy was obstructing him, but the referee isn't willing to take any kind of notice. So we've already clocked 10 minutes. We are on 10 minutes, 45 seconds now. It is Madrid 0, Bayern 0, 2-2 in aggregate. Big up Chelsea fan. Chelsea fan going for a 3-1 Madrid win. We'll see if that pans out. Tchouaméni getting the ball from Valverde, sending it across to Ferland Mendy. And Vinicius Jr. being harried by Lema, but taking it forward, and that will be a free kick to Real Madrid. Taken rather quickly by Vinicius Jr. And I think the referees, well, for some reason, they pan straight to the highlights without watching the sequence of play. But it is back with Real Madrid. Kroos, Nacho, back to Kroos. And he sends it all the way back beyond Rudiger, and Lunin is also able to help him clean up and start all over again. Spencer going 2-1, of course, confirmed. That was close from Gnabry. Jude down, no penalty. And Papu enjoying the way Bayern are playing. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. We'll see what happens. The first goal will be key tonight. Indeed. Carvajal trying to combine with Rodrigo, but Dyer is able to clean it up. Eric has been anything but Dyer for Bayern Munich in this season's campaign. And I think a rather strange sequence of play there, resulting in Vinicius Jr. hitting the post. Double save from Manuel Neuer. Well, it's blink and you miss it stuff here at the Bernabeu. Play was diverted with the ball with Rudiger at one end, and somehow we had gone back to the other with a wonderful chance here. Yeah, throw-in, of course, was taken. It had gone out of play, and it was Rodrigo doing some brilliant work there. Carvajal once again proving to be a wonderful threat with his passes. Vinicius with the shot off the post. Rodrigo had a chance to tap in the rebound, but Manuel Neuer standing up big. 2014 world champion, of course. No longer a part of the German national team's plans, but still every inch a world-class keeper. It's all happening at the Bernabeu, and here I am bringing it to you. Kroos sending it forward to Bellingham on the left. Mendy's trying to overlap, and Bellingham's up against Lema. Passes it to Mendy. Mendy passing it back to Kroos. Kroos sending it across the field, hoping to find Carvajal, and he does. Carvajal having to send it back. Rudiger with a long pass forward. And I'll just be right back, people. Apologies for that unforeseen delay. Thankfully, you didn't miss very much. And that should be a Real Madrid throw. Tuchel obviously trying to dictate matters as we've clocked 15 minutes now. It is still Real Madrid 0, Bayern Munich 0, 2-2 on aggregate. So this is effectively a shootout at the OK Corral. except it's not the OK Corral, it's the Santiago Bernabéu. And speaking of shootout, I'm not too sure I'd want it to go to a penalty shootout. And Neuer there having to negotiate Rodrigo. Able to do it well enough, but not quite able to get the clearance he wanted. Thankfully, his defense and midfield are able to sort of help him out a bit. And Kimmich there receiving that high ball and can now try and start an attack on the right wing. Trying to send it forward for Sané, and he does it. Sané cooks Mendy there, but Sané obviously trying to get across into the penalty area, and with his weaker left foot wasn't able to get the direction or the force that he wanted. Now it's Valverde on the right. Pavlovic is trying to intercept him. Sends it across to Vinicius Jr., who has to try to keep the control and keep the ball in play, and he does. It's Bellingham. He can try and shoot, but his shot's blocked. It's Rodrigo, though, who has the ball now. Pass back to Rudiger. Kroos. Bellingham. Tchouaméni. Vinicius Jr. Nacho, the captain. Kroos. Valverde hoping to find Rodrigo. He does. Carvajal coming in, but some good interplay there between Carvajal and Rodrigo. And Rodrigo hoping to slip it through to Bellingham, but he's intercepted. And Pavlovic can now try and start a clearance. It falls to Mazraoui, the right-footed left back, more inverted than you'd like. Pavlovic. Lema. Pavlovic. And we do have a guest. And not just any guest, the host with the most, Hanno Trollope. Good evening, Bert. How are you?
I'm very well, man. Be up yourselves. Be up everyone in the chat. And yeah, I'm here to see the Germans defeat the Spaniards. So yeah.
Seriously, with Tuchel as coach, good luck with that. Now, obviously, what happens over here is that we've got two teams who prefer playing on the counter than otherwise. But Real seem to have had more of the possession and more of the attacking chances. And they had a glorious chance, obviously, earlier in the game when Vinicius hit the post and Rodrigo's rebound was saved by Neuer. But Bayern also having one chance with Gnabry being put clean through, only to scuff his shot wide. So it could very well be a case of both teams trying to, the away team trying to soak up pressure and then hit the home team on the counter, just like it was back at the Allianz. And Bayern playing well, of course. Not too sure why you think Neuer should retire. Obviously he's not playing for Germany anymore, but he will still play for Bayern. Boring Bayern have pretty much done their job. And there are some comments I don't really want to read. Papu saying that when you're performing well, now is the right time to retire, when people are asking why rather than why not. I get your point, but if Neuer still feels in good form and still feels strong and still is able to play well, then he should continue playing. That should be his decision to make, not yours.
I think Bayern are waiting. And I think Bayern are waiting to sign to find his replacement, because they haven't done that yet. Before Tian Sommer was on, so he didn't really do well there. So yeah.
Lema once again outstanding in his position as a defensive pivot, stopping attacks. I don't think a card has been issued yet as we come up to the 20-minute mark. And I'll tell you what, Lema is going to have a big role to play today, and I think Valverde feels as though he might be hard done by because he got the ball, but they're showing us the chance again. I don't know if Neuer tipped that onto the post, but he definitely saved the follow-up from Rodrigo. And Rodrigo lifting up his T-shirt to reveal a message, pray for RS.
I'll be back in a second, one sec.
Yeah, you take your time, son. And Gnabry trying to find a way through, but stopped in his tracks. And it's Bellingham now trying to send it forward, but nobody's going to get on the end of that except for Manuel Neuer. Throw out to Pavlovic. Musiala. Sané. And Kimmich passes that to Pavlovic, to Mazraoui. Mazraoui to Gnabry, back to Mazraoui. Forward to Gnabry. Back to Mazraoui. Dyer. De Ligt. And Sané's on the wing, and Kimmich has gone further inside, but Sané's doing a bit of further backtracking, as it were, passing it back to Dyer. Pavlovic to Mazraoui, to Dyer. Lehmer again. And Kimmich sending it across the field. Actually, only as far as Dyer, who receives it. Pavlovic now, a lot expected from him tonight. Finds Lehmer, and there is some good space now for Bayern to work with. Sané sent across, but all I can say is that he'll be kicking himself for not controlling that better. Lehmer is working like a dog, and he is in for a hard day's night tonight. A little Beatles humour. I'm sure Spencer will get that. A little push in there on Bellingham, and that is a Real Madrid free kick. Taken. Valverde. Rodrigo. Back to Valverde. Sending Rodrigo clean through, and Rodrigo does go clean through. Going past Mazraoui into the penalty area, but Vinicius Jr. unable to control that. Nacho does control it. And once again, Real Madrid have to try and start something, as we've now just touched the halfway point in the first half. Real Madrid obviously having the better of the possession and the better of the chances, but Bayern standing tall and holding firm. Neuer having to make one important save, while Lunin hasn't exactly been tested. Bellingham, does he keep it in play? No, he doesn't. Goal kick to Bayern Munich. And once again, Madrid happy to build patiently from the back and not really giving Bayern too much of a sniff. I think it's fair to say that the likes of Harry Kane have been kept very quiet tonight. Sané, Musiala, and Gnabry have tried their best, but not been able to really force anything through. But Bayern's defense has been rock solid tonight, and even when they haven't, Manuel Neuer has been in top form. But a chance here for Real Madrid. Bellingham with the ball. Forced back, but he is able to find Valverde. Valverde with a chance to, well, maybe he could have tried to shoot instead. And Kroos trying to aim a pass, but Dyer stops him there. It's with Musiala now. And Harry Kane. And he's sent tumbling by Carvajal, and that will be a free kick to Bayern Munich. And I'll find out who the referee is tonight. The referee looks very familiar. Dyer, De Ligt, Kimmich, and Sané claiming that Mendy obstructed him and held him back. The referee not interested. And once again, Real Madrid moving forward. Bellingham on the left. Hoping to find Vinicius Jr., which he does. It's Vinicius up against De Ligt now, and De Ligt with a fine tackle. And that will be a Real Madrid throw.
Okay, we're back. We're back. Apologies, people.
You're all good. You don't need to apologize. Just trying to find out who the referee is. It might be the Polish guy, Marciniak, who's refereeing tonight. I don't know. Because in a moment of bad professionalism, my television provider did not bother to show us the lineups or who would be refereeing tonight.
I think isn't. I don't know. Gnabry is down.
Yeah,
I have behind you, Manny.
no. What? You're not behind me because
You
you
do
just
the
see.
commentary. You do the commentary. I'm just going to see something. I will speak. Then you handle the commentary.
Obviously. And once again, showing that chance earlier on in the game where Real Madrid could have found themselves ahead.
Oh my.
Yeah, you saw that, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh my days.
And once again, Real Madrid trying to attack. Nacho and Kroos once again, the architects from the back. Rudiger now trying to send it forward, hoping to find someone in the penalty area. Vinicius with an audacious backheel attempt. I mean, not a backheel attempt, a bicycle kick attempt, rather. Ends up falling flat on his backside. And Bayern Munich now with an attack of their own, but Real's defense comes up, trumps, and a shot there in anger from Harry Kane. And it's a corner. I believe it was saved by Lunin, an important save. Not too sure if that was going in, but the Ukrainian goalkeeper wasn't going to take any chances against the England captain. Yeah, probably going wide, but that's not the sort of shot where you can take your chances. Excellent left hand there from the Ukrainian. So Bayern Munich with a chance of their own. Certainly looking to hit Madrid on the counter, and they have a corner. And it will be Joshua Kimmich to take it, a right-footed away swinger.
That almost snuck in that shot from Harry Kane.
Yep, that it did. And so hoping to find a teammate with it into the penalty area, but straight into the arms of Lunin, who throws it out almost immediately, hoping to start an attack, but Sané intercepts that quite brilliantly. Lema, Kimmich, Pavlovic. Dyer, Pavlovic, Dyer again. And that's a poor pass from Dyer, a Dyer pass from Eric, as it were. And after the interception, Real can try and build again. Kroos, Nacho, Rudiger. Tchouaméni, Rudiger, Nacho, across to Ferland Mendy, back to Nacho. Nice little back heel there to Mendy to throw Sané off his scent. Kroos sending it across the field, hoping to find Carvajal, and he does. Sending it to Rodrigo, sending him through. And that is deflected high in the air. And it is with, I think, Tchouaméni in the penalty area. Rodrigo. Kroos. Valverde. Carvajal. Back to Rudiger. Nacho. Kroos. Nacho again. Back to Rudiger.
Been a really dull game, really, this game. A few chances here, but nothing really.
Yeah, but now we could see some action now, but well, obviously Sané was hoping to run along and get that, but Nacho was wise to it. Nice through pass there from Kane, but needed to be a little bit more precise there. And that is Tchouaméni who has the ball. I mean, Vinicius rather. Passing it to Rodrigo. Mendy. And that is Kroos, once again with another crossfield pass. And Carvajal connects with that perfectly, chesting it down. Passing it back to Rudiger, though. Back to Nacho again. And Bayern's defending has obviously been spot on tonight. They've made sure that Madrid haven't had too many entries, as it were. And whenever there has been an entry, Manuel Neuer has stepped up. Carvajal into the penalty area. Headed away. And that is headed well by Kroos into the path of Vinicius Jr. Pass back to Tchouaméni. Kroos. And now Vinicius can shoot, perhaps, but that is well blocked as well. And Harry Kane now has the chance to try to start something, hoping to send Gnabry on his way, but that pass was never going to find him. And actually, a huge change to report is that Gnabry has since been substituted. It's Alphonso Davies who's come on in his place. I think I might have missed that. I think it's fair to say that Gnabry being taken off was a bit of a precaution, a similar injury to the one he suffered against Arsenal in the quarterfinals. Carvajal.
Yeah, no, I did see Gnabry was injured. I didn't notice that he got subbed off. So
yeah, I mean, I saw he was on the floor as well, and it looks as though it could be the same injury that affected him in the quarterfinal when he was playing against his old club. Scored on his return to the Emirates, but also ended up getting subbed off. Eventful night for the former Arsenal.
I wanted Dortmund Bayern final, not gonna lie. No.
I don't think it's gonna happen with Tuchel at the helm. Sorry.
No. Who knows? Who knows? He did beat you guys. Well, anybody can beat Mikel Arteta. Ask Olympiacos.
Exactly. So you've got the that's not really a good flex there. And speaking of Olympiacos, they will be in action tomorrow night, hoping to end English interest in Europe once and for all when they take on Aston Villa. Kroos sending it across to Rodrigo on the left. Ferland Mendy. So it looks as though Davies might be expected to play more of the left winger role that Gnabry was supposed to do tonight. Attempted pass from Valverde, easily intercepted. And Kane now has to find a proper pass. Can he feed Davies? No, he can't. Concedes a throw. Kane there with that glorious chance. Probably wouldn't have snuck in, but again, Lunin was never going to take any chances. Carvajal. Valverde. Back to Carvajal. Rudiger. Nacho. Tchouaméni. Nacho. Sending it forward to Bellingham. Ferland Mendy. Kroos now. Finding Bellingham again. Mendy's running in. Wonderful work there from Jude, but his shot is blocked. I think it was Lema who got in the way. And we start all over again. 10 minutes to go until the end of normal time. It's still Madrid 0, Bayern 0. You could say this was a little bit more cagey, but some great work from Vinicius Jr. here. But once again, Bayern's defense more than up to it. Basically weaving his way through two defenders to get into the penalty area and hoping to cross it, but having his intentions completely blocked there. Sané, Kimmich, Pavlovic, Kimmich. Cross forward to Pavlovic from Dyer. And now it's with Lema. Pavlovic, Lema again. Back to Dyer. Pavlovic. And you can see now both teams enjoying a sort of a similar pattern of play where they try to, build from the back but end up passing it amongst the defenders first before trying to move forward. But Mendy was expected to be a weak link. Yeah, Mendy was expected to be a bit of a weak link, but so far he's done a pretty decent job keeping Leroy Sané quiet tonight.
I don't think he would be, to be honest, but yeah.
But Bayern now with a chance to move forward. Kimmich finding Sané. Sané up against Mendy, but Mendy with a fine tackle. Interception, you would say. But Pavlovic gets it back to Kimmich. Musiala, Pavlovic, Mazraoui, hoping to find Davies, and he does. Pavlovic. De Ligt. Lema. Dyer. Mazraoui. Davies. Lema. Kimmich. Nice through ball there, and it finds Lema, who's able to bulldoze his way through. Gives it to Musiala, trying to make some space for himself, but he can't do so. And an important defensive tackle there from Jude Bellingham. Vinicius Jr. going down the left, but De Ligt able to intercept that. And Rodrigo, who tried to feed Vinicius Jr., should take the throw. He does. Back to Rodrigo. Kroos. Bellingham. Kroos again. And Vinicius Jr. And that will be a free kick to Real. I don't know about you, How, but this definitely has the look of going to extra time at this rate.
I think this has either 100 written all over it or, like I say, extra time. But I think whoever scores first wins, basically.
Well, Kroos is about to take this free kick, sending it into the penalty area, but De Ligt gets on the head of that. A shot from Valverde, blocked there by Musiala, who got in the way. Kroos, Nacho. And that is, that was not far away at all. And it's a corner. Vinicius Jr. there, sending it into the penalty area. And an important left hand there from Manuel Neuer, sending that away for a corner.
Great save, man.
Yep, top save from the former German number one. Jordan in the building.
Let me, be happy, guys. Yeah, like I said, I think me and Spencer, great man, think like that.
Corner in, and I think Nacho got on the end of that, but wasn't able to turn it in.
If you're not going to respect the panelists, Brad, just keep quiet, man.
Thank you. And I think that was Carvajal actually trying to get on the end of that, but it was diverted out for a corner. Yeah. Taken again by Kroos.
Not Gordon, Jordan, yeah. All right.
Carvajal. Valverde, and we've clocked 40 minutes already. We're on 14 minutes and 25 seconds. Still Real 0, Bayern 0, 2-2 on aggregate. But can something happen in these next 5 minutes before half-time? We'll find out. Bayern once again having to do some really important work, and Lema once again outstanding. Mazraoui to Davies. Davies now has to try to make himself counted here. Doing some good work twisting around the defense, but he can't get himself twisted either. Passing back to Mazraoui, who sends it to Pavlovic, and then Lema. Back to Pavlovic now. Back again from Musiala to Lema. And that is De Ligt who has the ball. And Sané is able to pass that to Lema. Dyer. Lema. Back to De Ligt. Back to Neuer. Dyer again. Lema with the ball. Let's see what he can do with this. Sends it out to Kimmich on the right. And Sané coming in, retrieves the ball. And not the best of passes really from Sané. Needed to be a little bit less in terms of force. Obviously trying to send Kimmich on his way, and all Sané can do is hold his hand up. And it was actually Nacho who tried to turn it in, but a Bayern defender getting in the way of that. And 3 minutes to go until the end of normal time. The action is heating up here at the Bernabeu.
Manny, who do you reckon scores first in this one then? If there is a goal scorer in the 90?
It will be hard to say. I think I'm going to have to put my money on Real Madrid, because we saw with Bayern in the first half of the Allianz that they couldn't find any quality in the final third. And Madrid were at least able to make the most of their opportunities. They're always very ruthless. It has to be Vinicius Jr. who scores for Real Madrid first, but we'll see what happens as Mazraoui has the ball. Pavlovic passing it back to Dyer. Sends it across to De Ligt. And a pass back to Manuel Neuer. Musiala. And Davies is now on the left. Let's see what he can do, the Canadian. Davies against Carvajal. Trying to lay it off, but Mazraoui has a chance to shoot, but Lunin stands up and gets that. Don't know if there would have been an offside there anyway, but not a bad shot there from Mazraoui. He is right-footed, but plays at left back. Never fond of seeing right-footed guys playing on the opposite side of their dominant foot, but it is what it is. Some people just like the inverted left back a lot more. Carvajal receiving that ball from Kroos. And obviously the interplay between Kroos and Carvajal will be an important part of the game plan for Madrid tonight. Very nearly a satellite problem on my end.
Indra, yeah.
Another new subscriber, of course, who joined yesterday along with Papu. Satriakal.
Unfortunately, this is not an animal channel where we talk about animals, but we talk about sport. So yeah, unfortunately not. Be absent in that save. Yeah, no, was a good save.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. 10 seconds before the end of normal time, we will find out how much time is being added for stoppages. Maybe about a minute or so, one would think. Yep, exactly 1 minute added. And so maybe time for one final chance for Bayern, perhaps. Pavlovic sending it across to Mazraoui. And Mazraoui hoping to find Davies with that left foot of his, but Carvajal saying, not tonight. It is back with Dyer. 40 seconds to go. Let's see what they can do. Pavlovic. Musiala. Lema. Hoping to find Kane, but the pass was a little bit too far in front of him, and Lunin was able to start well and clear that quite expertly. Great work here from Musiala, escaping 3 Madrid players, but obviously Kane wasn't able to get in front of Nacho to retrieve that pass from Lema. And with that, I think the first half should be coming to a close. The referee now blows his whistle. And so at half-time, it is 0-0 between both sides, 2-2 on aggregate. So all the action should possibly explode in the second half. And it was starting off a little bit cagey, but did start to become a little bit more open. Obviously, Madrid having the better of the chances, Neuer being forced into a couple of good saves. Lunin also getting into the act, saving from Harry Kane. And you just think that maybe in the next 45 minutes will determine, obviously, the destiny of the game. And as you might have said, Hannah, whoever scores first will go on to win.
Yeah, man. I think like, I agree with you. I think this has been a cagey game. It's not been like that by game at the Allianz Arena. Manu Neuer, like my intro said, he's been on fire, man. He's been a whole bus in that goal. But I've come close at times, but I've never been able to finish off some of their chances.
And already, you know, Bayern have been forced to make a change, having to bring off the dynamic Gnabry for the more defensive-minded Davies. I mean, Davies can overlap, but he will have a tough job on his hands trying to get him behind that Real Madrid defense. Looks as though Real Madrid could potentially have the aces because Gnabry was looking really good. So all portents should point to a Real Madrid win, especially if Ancelotti can make the right subs. Maybe bring on Luka Modric to try and add a little bit more creativity into the proceedings.
So yeah, but one of Peterborough in the League One semis. That's I believe Bolton qualified, right? Yeah, Bolton qualified. Oh no, Bolton are League Two, right? No, they are League One. Yes, Bolton won. They lost 3-2, but won 5-4 on aggregate. 1-1 now currently. Just a penalty for Oxford United. If I was Bolton, I would rather face Oxford, but I believe they have a history, Oxford and Bolton. But Peterborough, uh, Peterborough class. Like in the League One, they're a really good team. 2-1 on aggregate. Yeah, 2-1 Oxford on aggregate. Jeez, comeback needs to be on. So yeah, but back to this game. I think Bayern, they will need to get into the game definitely more. I don't know how they will do. I think maybe the midfield has been very open. Nobody really attacks down in the midfield. So yeah, but I do think Bayern can get into
Well, taking a look at what they've got on the subs bench, Goretzka obviously was dropped for the day, for the game tonight, but he could potentially come on and do a little bit of damage. Thomas Muller might be expected to make a bit of a difference. He could replace Harry Kane in a like-for-like substitution. I do like the reason why I want him to replace Kane is because I don't like the idea of Muller and Kane playing in the same team unless it's in the 4-4-2. Muller may not necessarily be as sharp as he used to be, but he can still score some goals. Musiala's had an excellent game tonight. Sané's looked pretty decent as well. I can't really think of anyone who could make a really big impact off the bench for Bayern, to be honest. As far as Madrid are concerned, though, Modric, Camavinga, Militao can shore things up a little bit. Brahim Diaz, definitely an option, as well as Arda Güler, the Turkish international. So all the portents are pointing to a Real Madrid win, and I just don't know if Tuchel can pull any rabbits out of the hat tonight.
I don't know. I think Bayern maybe have a chance. Look, like I said, I want a Dortmund Bayern final. At that stage, it can go either way. Who wins that game? I would love Dortmund to win because of Madsen, Sancho, Marco Reus. But I would love Bayern to win as well. Think about Kane and Dyer leaving Tottenham, and then as soon as they leave Tottenham, they win a major honor. And it's not like they win the German league. They win the Champions League. So yeah.
The thing about Bayern is that they will win the Bundesliga again, just under a different manager.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe next season, Xabi Alonso there as well.
I don't think that will be the case. And some big news as well is that Fiorentina have beaten Club Brugge 4-3 on aggregate. Beltran with an 85th minute penalty to send the Italians into their second consecutive Europa Conference League final. So whoever wins tomorrow's match between Olympiacos and Aston Villa will face the Italians in the final. Fiorentina, of course, beaten by West Ham under David Moyes, who will now be leaving the Hammers at the end of the season, possibly to be replaced by Julien Lopetegui. Very underhanded in the way the club have treated him. But I think a lot of West Ham fans are saying that it's a decision that has to be taken so that the club can evolve.
Yeah, whereas Arsenal, I tend to agree with those fans.
As for Arsenal, we're rewarding Mikel Arteta with another contract extension.
Cheers on that.
Former Liverpool and Belgium goalkeeper Simon Mignolet in goal for Bruges tonight. Not able to send his team through. And Villa will need a miracle to come back in that tie. Completely agree. Down 2 goals on aggregate. But Olympiacos were beaten heavily at home, 4-1 by Maccabi Tel Aviv, I think it was. They went on to win the second leg away from home 6-1, though. So it can happen. I don't see Villa coming back tomorrow. And I would tend to agree with the both of you, but there has been some positive injury news. A late decision will be taken, of course, on whether Emiliano Martinez will play. But if he doesn't play, it will be Robin Olsen, and Martinez should be fit to face Liverpool on the weekend. And of course, if Villa manage to beat Liverpool, they will secure Champions League football on their own merit, and rightly so. The problem is Villa of late have been sort of limping towards the finish line with injuries left, right, and centre. And the loss of Tyrone Mings and Emi Buendia at the beginning of the season has not helped matters at all. Oh, so that game's on Monday, is it? Thanks a lot for informing me.
Yeah, Villa are out, man. Dusted.
Who? Oh, Villa.
Villa.
Don't speak too soon, son. Don't speak too soon. It wasn't the best game against the Greeks at Villa Park, but many of their players and fans still have some belief. But regardless of what happens, they were able to do what Arsenal and Manchester City couldn't do. Reach a semi-final of a European tournament. As you said, Spencer, they're leaking oil. And that loss to Brighton was definitely a performance of a team that is losing a great deal of steam. Robin Olsen was man of the match. Deserved a clean sheet. Very unlucky not to get it. But it is what it is with Villa. And next season, obviously, once they reset their squad, get their injured players back, and enjoy Champions League football, I'm pretty certain they could do some good things next season. We'll see what happens. I know exactly what you mean.
Jij nou van die 14 wat die skole sluit verloop van tot die
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it, Spencer. I get it. Yeah, but I don't know. But Manny, what do you reckon will who will be the more happier with this 0-0 or at halftime? I think Bayern will be the happier one.
Probably so. They've obviously been threatened the most and survived. And they will look to try to soak up a bit more pressure. And as I've said, their defending has been quite resolute, just a bit like Dortmund's was last night. I see you got the TV on the background, but
No, I think that's just someone here in the house listening to something. So yeah.
well, we are back at the Bernabeu. The players are coming out onto the field, and Leroy Sané walking with maybe a little bit of discomfort. We'll have to see. Clearly, both teams having exactly a 15-minute break, and they are back out. Real Madrid should be starting proceedings. There's Bellingham, who passes it all the way back to Lunin, who will try and send it forward. And that's a Real Madrid throw. And of course, in 2012, the last time these two teams met in the semi-final, it was the second leg, of course, was at the Santiago Bernabeu. And both teams won their home legs by a scoreline of 2-1. But it was Bayern rather, who triumphed on penalties, 3-1. To go through to the final that day, where they came up against your lot, Chelsea. Vinicius Jr. now in the penalty area. And how they didn't score remain a mystery. Valverde was running in there, but I think the Bayern defense once again did its job very well indeed. But the danger isn't over for Bayern yet. Nacho with a shot, but that is in no way dangerous. Vinicius Jr. once again having a fine game tonight. Skinning Kimmich over there, getting into the penalty area, laying off a pass, but well, Valverde was running in, but wasn't able to get on the end of that. It was Dyer who intercepted. And Vinicius Jr. trying to rally the troops in the stands. Kane, though, with a wonderful pass to Davies, who can now run. He came on for Gnabry, and he's won a corner. And that wasn't far away from going into the net. So the Canadian having a huge impact. Not too long after coming on as a sub. And you can see the Bayern Munich fans absolutely loving that. Fine pass from Kane this time. He got it right. And it came off Carvajal and sort of skimmed the top of the net. And so Davies will be able to take this corner, left with it, hoping to swing it in.
Let's get the game up again.
And that is harmlessly headed away, but only as far as Kimmich, who finds, I think that's Sané, who passes it back to Kimmich, yes. Musiala. Pavlovic. Back to De Ligt. Across to Kimmich. Dyer now. Mazraoui. Dyer. And back to Neuer. Musiala. Excellent interplay between Musiala and Davies, but not the best pass. Hoping to find Kane. And Bellingham now has a chance to try to run forward. Finds Vinicius on the left. And once again, a wonderful pass into the penalty area, but no Real Madrid player on the end of that. Mazraoui. Pavlovic. Dyer. Lema. And Kimmich has some space on the right, but he opts to pass it back to Lema. Dyer now. Sending it forward to Musiala, I think. Yep. And the referee plays advantage. And so Davies can now try and make something happen. Davies to Kane. Kane into the penalty area, but Nacho hacks that clearance away. Only as far as Davies. Tries to be a little bit cute, but Valverde running back intercepts him very well. It is still with Bayern Munich, though, once again. Pavlovic. Lema. And, not the very best bit of play there from Sané, but Sané makes amends by winning it back. Illegally, though, in the eyes of the referee, that will be that should be a Real Madrid free kick there. And somehow Bayern are able to find their way into the Real penalty area, but just can't quite get it through as we come ever so close to the 15-minute mark. It is still Real Madrid 0, Bayern Munich 0. 2-2 on aggregate.
Oh, Madrid, yeah. Ooh, dispossessed there, I think it was.
Yep. Kimmich.
Yeah, but getting close, man.
Yeah. Close, but not close enough. And that chance again from Davies. Carvajal with an important interception. And it sent it above the net and it skimmed the top of the net. So Davies hasn't looked too bad. Thought he'd be a bit of a weakling tonight. Nacho sending it forward, hoping to find Valverde, but that goes out of play. And that is Mazraoui with the throw. And Bellingham now. Kroos. Mendy. Vinicius. Up against Kimmich again. Vinicius has gotten the better of Kimmich once again, hoping to find get into the penalty area, but an important interception from De Ligt. And Vinicius really is a man on a mission tonight. But if he was able to get past Kimmich, he wasn't able to get past De Ligt. And we see Luka Modric warming up, getting ready to come on. Kroos with the corner. Will it be a short one or a typical in-swinger? Well, swung away, but into the path of Valverde, who tried a rather ambitious shot, which was always going wide. Yep. Davies might be going to Real Madrid. Also going to Real Madrid, a certain Kylian Mbappe, who pretty much dropped the stinker last night as Paris Saint-Germain went out with a whimper. And this could be promising if Kane can get on the end of this. He shakes off the challenge of Mendy, but well, he gets a shot on target, but the shot wasn't really going to have enough strength to test. Yeah?
Who are the centre backs for Bayern?
De Ligt and Dyer.
De Ligt and Dyer, okay. Just need to know.
Yeah, certainly did some brilliant work getting into the penalty area, Kane, but couldn't quite get enough force behind the shot. Easy save, really, for Andre Lunin. Kroos. And under pressure from Sané, sends the ball out for a throw. But this chance again. Nacho with a pretty poor header and Kane on the end of that, shaking off Mendy very well, but Nacho doing his bit to put Kane off and doing it very well. Lunin was never really going to be beaten at his near post. Well, he was beaten at his near post by Leroy Sané in the first leg, but that was just an absolute howitzer of a strike that beat him there. Pavlovic. Sounds as though you're eating, boy. What's on the menu tonight?
No, just some sweet Smarties.
Ah, because according to the advertisement, only Smarties have the answer.
There you go.
And of course, I know you've got branches of Woolworths in South Africa where you can get your famous pick and mix, right?
Pickle? What? Say again?
Pick and mix. It's like where you get these assortments of sweets and you can, oh, a chance here for Madrid. It's blink and you miss it stuff. Vinicius once again outstanding on that left wing, getting the ball into the penalty area, and it's all too much for Ancelotti. I don't know if that's an asthma inhaler. And oh, that was inches wide. Rodrigo getting on the end of that. This time, Dyer unable to, distinguish himself, but Rodrigo unable to hit the target. But that was not too far away at all. My goodness me. And pick and mixes, of course, if you go to any branch of Woolworths, you'll see a huge counter full of these sweets, yeah? So the idea is you pick whatever you want, and you get charged according to the weightage of the sweets in question.
Yeah.
Vinicius again, he's been magnificent down the left, but this time around the combination of De Ligt and Dyer is able to stop Bellingham in his tracks. And Bellingham also whipping up the crowd. I'll tell you what, the first half might have been a little bit cagey, but in the second half, this is when things really start to open up a bit, because now both teams obviously fighting for a final position, neither team wanting to lose. And Vinicius Jr. once again, he's been literally troublesome down that left tonight, and Rodrigo really should have hit the target there. And the Real Madrid crowd are loving that, but it will be all for nothing if they don't go on to win. Kimmich. Closed down by Bellingham, but that will be a Bayern Munich throw. Bellingham hoping to join his fellow compatriot, Jadon Sancho in the Champions League final. Harry Kane hoping to do the same thing, and not too sure what Sané was trying to do. Didn't get the weightage of the pass correctly at all, and that just went straight through to Andre Lunin. Rodrigo to Bellingham now. Now to Kroos. Playing against his former team and teammates. Vinicius Jr.
I don't know why my stream keeps freezing half the time. Expected arm waves.
And that should be a Real Madrid free kick, and the referee makes it crystal clear that he's not going to stand for any more nonsense. Lema there, trying to stop Bellingham in his tracks, and instead bundling him over. Chelsea fans saying this could go to extra time. Well, we will find out, because we do have an opportunity over here. Rodrigo and Kroos are standing over the free kick. The wall is being organized. 4 men in the wall, nobody lying on the ground. Kroos against Neuer. It looks as though it's Rodrigo who will take this kick. Brilliantly saved by Neuer.
Let me see this free kick.
Yep, a big right hand from the former Germany #1. He was well positioned. He knew exactly what he had to do. Still one of the best goalkeepers.
That.
Yep, still one of the top goalkeepers in the world, but obviously coming to the end of his career sooner rather than later. But again, whenever he decides to retire, that will be his decision. And a chance for Bayern Munich to break here. Leroy Sané, not Leroy Sané, that was Musiala who had the ball. He had Sané on his right, but Sané unable to control that. And you know, Sané has been completely off with his, his ball control, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets taken off and maybe Muller brought on as we come up to the hour mark. Vinicius again. This game is becoming a lot more open now, and Neuer with another big save. The man is inspired tonight. Weaving his way through the defense, getting a chance to shoot. I think it was probably straight at him, but still, you've got to make the save. It's a save which a keeper of Neuer's class is expected to make, really. Corner floated in, headed high in the air. It falls to Rodrigo, and he can't find a teammate with a pass, but Tchouaméni sends it back in, and Bayern can finally clear their lines. Davies has the ball. And Davies once again has to try to work hard to start something, and eventually with Kimmich there over to Mazraoui. Now they can clear it. Musiala now. And great work from Musiala, winning a foul there off... looks as though it was Rudiger who gave the foul away. Not really. Yep, it was Rudiger who gave the foul away, and pretty poor challenge there from the former Chelsea and Dortmund defender. Kimmich. And Mendy intercepts that attempted pass to Sané. Vinicius Junior again. This time Lema picks his pocket, but Bellingham picks it right back. Bellingham against Kimmich now, and Kimmich ends up winning. And now what can Leroy Sané do? Pass back to Kimmich. Pass back to Neuer.
Let's get to some comments.
Everyone basically raving about Neuer's saves tonight and saying that Kane took a dive. Well, Sané has the ball now, and
maybe
Kane is...
penalties. Another save, yeah. Yeah, save Bayern tonight.
He has, definitely. I'll tell you what, if Bayern do manage to overcome Madrid in this tie, Tuchel owes Neuer a nice big glass of the best Bavarian beer. And maybe a good meal too. Rudiger. Nacho. Kroos. Mendy. Rodrigo, back to Mendy. Back to Kroos. And that is Rudiger with the ball now. Valverde. Well controlled by Carvajal. Valverde again. Carvajal to Tchouaméni. And Valverde yet again. Rudiger. Kroos. Once again, build-up play from the back, having to switch sides. Vinicius Junior to Rodrigo. Back to Vinicius Junior. Ferland Mendy. Kroos. All the way across to Valverde, who controls it very well. Valverde sending into the penalty area, but that goes beyond everyone. And can Vinicius keep it in play? Yes, he can. Vinicius against Kimmich yet again. And a free kick awarded, supposedly for a handball by Kimmich. Yep, handball. Neuer's big right hand tipping it over. And you can see the tension building with Ancelotti there. Kroos with the free kick into the penalty area. Neuer unable to catch it. And can Madrid make something of it? No, they can't. Not yet, at least. Valverde sending it back into the danger zone. Bellingham can't control it, but Kroos has it. Kroos into the penalty area. And the final shot there from Carvajal is... well, the less said about it, the better, really. But once again, as we come to the 65-minute mark, this is wonderful, wonderful pressure from Real Madrid. Bayern are still holding strong. The defending is still good, and when the defense is failing, Neuer coming up trumps. Davies across to Sané on the left. Bit of a surprise. Mazraoui. Pavlovic. Sané sending it forward now, and Davies can clutch onto that. Laying it back for Sané, who's into the penalty area. He can shoot, and Lunin comes up with a save of his own, tipping that over the bar. And Tuchel enjoying that. I'll tell you what, in contrast to the first half, this second half has been absolutely explosive. So if you've stuck around for the second half, and that was Musiala there with the shot, doing some good work, weaving into the penalty area and letting it fly. But Lunin standing up tall. Take your time, son. Personally, I was always a fan of Skittles more than Smarties. Corner coming in, and the referee ruling that corner went out of play. Not the best corners from Kimmich. Musiala once again with a shot. And Lunin basically saying, anything Manuel Neuer can do, I can do just as well. Bellingham to Kroos. Bellingham again, sending it to Vinicius Jr. Up against Kimmich, who's had a bit of a torrid time of late against him. Out to Valverde. Carvajal. Rodrigo, and Rodrigo loses it at the worst possible moment. And Musiala can try and start something here, passing it to Kane. And Kane sends it all the way to Davies on the left. And Davies puts Bayern ahead with his wrong foot. And that's how you put the super in super sub. Well, with Dani Carvajal overlapping a great deal, there was always going to be a bit of a risk that the right side of Bayern's defense would be left a little bit open. And Valverde there pretty much...
Bayern, Thomas Tuchel, Thomas. Where are you now, you aces?
What a shot. What a strike. Carvajal coming back, but it's too little too late. And Lunin has no chance with that. What a strike. He's left-footed, but he can certainly have a good shot with his right. And I know that Chris Mossing and company, all the Canadian gang, will be delighted with that.
Oops.
What a time to score a goal. He came on as a substitute for Serge Gnabry. His first goal of the campaign, but arguably one of Bayern's most important. And Real spring into action with a couple of substitutions. It looks as though Toni Kroos will be coming off for Luka Modric. This is the moment when Real need a little bit of creativity. And Eduardo Camavinga should be coming on, I think, to replace some Ferland Mendy. We'll find out. No, he's coming on for Tchouaméni. So, out with one Frenchman, in with another. And Camavinga's first job is to pass it to Bellingham. And Modric now has a chance to get in on the action. Receiving the pass back from Mendy, to whom he had passed it earlier. And hoping to find someone in the penalty area, but the attempted chip pass didn't quite have enough height. And listen, I'm not a hater. I mean, until his... Yep, Bayern 1-0. What a goal. Camavinga. And that is Modric, who will now try to orchestrate things. Valverde. Singing it through to Bellingham, who has to try to keep it in play, and he does. And he actually ends up winning a corner. So we've just clocked 70 minutes. In fact, we're on 70 minutes and 35 seconds. It is Real Madrid 0, Bayern Munich 1. Bayern leading 3-2 on aggregate. Modric with the corner. Right-footed away swinger. Actually a short one to Valverde, who sent it into the penalty area, and it's in! Well, I think it's been disallowed, though, for a possible foul. Or has it been disallowed? I think the Real Madrid fans are celebrating. No, it's been given. I was always a big fan of those cola sweets, really.
Oh, the toffees. Yeah, they are good.
Yeah, but well, it's all happening out there. I still don't even know who scored that goal, and Kimmich is on the floor. We'll take a look at the corner right now. And Kimmich claiming a foul there, and it pinballed literally off... I think it might go down as an own goal, really. We're going to find out who had the final touch. And after scoring at one end, he scores at another. But it has gone to a VAR for a goal review, so they will be checking it. For a possible foul on Joshua Kimmich by Nacho. And the referee is clearly not having any nonsense from anyone. So it looks as though Alphonso Davies' blushes might be saved here. And the goal has indeed been disallowed, so it is still Madrid 0, Bayern 1. The Real Madrid captain there letting his team down. He's not a happy chappy. Short corner from Modric with Valverde doing the right thing. Flicking it on there, and a very unfortunate touch off Alphonso Davies, who had in fact scored at one end. He could have been the hero and the villain tonight, but thankfully, for now, he's just the hero. And could history repeat itself? It was Jose Mourinho who was Real Madrid manager when Bayern knocked them out at this stage in 2012. And now Carlo Ancelotti is in danger of suffering the same fate unless Madrid can find an equalizer. Bellingham. Camavinga. Modric. Mendy and Vinicius are there on the left with plenty of space. It is to Mendy. Camavinga. Camavinga dawdling on the ball. And Real Madrid still have it. Great work there. Vinicius Jr. trying to send it into the penalty area. But curled a bit too far away from Carvajal, and that will be a goal kick. Snapshot of the goal again. Great work on the left. going on to his right foot, which he doesn't normally use. But I think if Bayern do manage to beat Madrid and go on to win, then Alphonso Davies might want to have his right leg embalmed when he passes away. What a sweet strike that was. And it's Davies again, hoping to send Harry Kane on his way. Kane against Nacho. Instead, it's passed all the way back. And that is with Pavlovic, who receives the ball from Mazraoui. Mazraoui gets it back. Musiala now, looking very dangerous indeed. Kane in the penalty area. Side netting. And we've just clocked 75 minutes. 15 minutes to go, plus stoppages. It is Real Madrid 0, Bayern 1. 2-3 on aggregate. And not the best of shots there from the England captain. You've got to hit the target from that position. And Tuchel knows how close that was. It looks as though Bayern are going to make some substitutions, some defensive-minded ones. And Leroy Sané does come off, but he's being replaced by the South Korean defender Kim Min-jae. Min-jae Kim, of course, conceded that penalty which leveled things up at the Allianz Arena. Tuchel once again staking everything on defense and didn't quite work at the Allianz. I wonder if it'll work at the Bernabeu. And Dani Carvajal in a press release saying that Real Madrid were not planning on celebrating winning their Spanish title until after tonight. And I think it's fair to say that if they do end up not progressing, the celebrations will be flat. And Kane conceding a free kick there. Kane not quite being able to make it count. Valverde. Modric. All the way to Carvajal. Finds Bellingham. But Min-jae Kim with some important work there, but Bellingham still has the ball. Back to Carvajal. Rodrigo. Modric. Camavinga. Sending it across to Vinicius Jr. Vinicius again, having been brilliant on the left, but not being quite able to find a touch that would lead to a goal. Camavinga. Nacho. Valverde. Camavinga. Rudiger. Modric. Can Modric try and shoot? No, he tries to lay a pass forward, but Carvajal couldn't get on the end of that. And you just wonder, is this going to be a sad end to Luka Modric's Champions League career with Real Madrid? He can certainly celebrate another Spanish title, but this Champions League is what he wants. And Tuchel, of course, has made it crystal clear that he will not be staying at Bayern Munich, notwithstanding the fine Champions League campaign he's had this season. He won't be short of takers, let me tell you that. Kimmich this time getting the better of Vinicius Jr. And a poor challenge there from Camavinga, and that will be a Bayern free kick. Real don't lose too many Champions League games at home. Certainly not without scoring. And if things stay this way, it could very well be an all-German Champions League final, with Tuchel coming up against his former team once again. And that will be a Bayern free kick. Real Madrid starting to lose their composure. Now, the referee hasn't had to book too many people tonight. Could all change, though. In fact, he's booked no one tonight, has Marciniak. And we're going to see who might be taking this free kick. It looks as though it could be Kimmich to take it. And another Real Madrid substitution with 10 minutes to go. Rodrigo coming off of Brahim Diaz. And Valverde being replaced by Joselu from the looks of it. Yep. Into the penalty area. And looks as though it's a Bayern corner. Min-Jae Kim making a nuisance of himself, forcing Rudiger to head that over the bar. And so it's all hands to the pump now for Real Madrid. Kimmich with the corner, right-footed, hoping to swing it in. He does swing it in, and it's off the bar from Min-Jae Kim, but I believe the referee's already blown his whistle. Either for an offside or for a foul, I'm not too sure. And Real Madrid can breathe, but they need to find a way. Camavinga. Modric. Very nearly slipping, but eventually getting control of it. Back to Modric from Vinicius Jr. Across to Rudiger. Into the penalty area, into the path of Vinicius Jr., and he puts it over the bar. The one person you'd expect to hit the target, and he's unable to get a good footing on it. Wonderful pass into the penalty area, but some important defending there from Kimmich, putting Vinicius off his stride, perhaps. Min-Jae Kim rising high, but there looked to have been a foul on the goalkeeper there in the build-up. And once again, Ferland Mendy cutting out an intended pass. Rudiger. Nacho. Modric. Back to Nacho. Modric again. Camavinga. Mendy. Nacho. Camavinga. And that looks to be Brahim Diaz on the right. And Brahim Diaz wins a corner. I think Musiala was fouled there. And the referee says there's going to be a free kick to Bayern Munich. And all Ancelotti can do is look on in despair. This is the goal again. Davies twisting Rudiger. Carvajal unable to get back in time, and that was a sweet strike from his wrong foot. And Bayern make another substitution. Thomas Muller coming into the fray, and he replaces Jamal Musiala. Harry Kane also coming off. Being replaced by Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting. from the Cameroon. Choupo-Moting wearing the number 13. Hopefully, for Bayern's sake, it will not be an unlucky 13. The corner comes in from Modric. Headed away. And does Brahim Diaz get on the end of that? No, he doesn't. And Bayern can now attack. It's Davies and only Mendy is back. Lema sending Pavlovic through, but excellent defensive work there. I believe that was Modric who came back to clean everything up. Picking the ball off Pavlovic there. And so 5 minutes to go, plus stoppages. It is Real Madrid 0, Bayern Munich 1, 2, 3 on aggregate. Brahim Diaz hoping to try and make something happen. Modric finds Camavinga in the center with plenty of space. Camavinga to Vinicius. Not the best of crosses into the penalty area. Too low in height. And now Pavlovic is down. I think he's got sort of a problem with his foot, maybe. Plenty of time added on. And Muller already getting into the action, effectively doing the work that created the possible chance there. I think Pavlovic was just onside, but Modric coming back to spare his defenders blushes. And Pavlovic being taken off the field. Tuchel now frantically directing operations. It remains to be seen whether Pavlovic is fit enough to come on, but for the moment, Bayern Munich are down to 10 men. Can Madrid make the best use of this one-man advantage? Carvajal. Diaz. Rudiger. Another cross into the penalty area. Chested down by Kimmich, back to Neuer. And 3 minutes to go, and Pavlovic is running, but in some discomfort. Camavinga. Bellingham. Vinicius Jr. with a shot, but Neuer's built it! And after having a brilliant game all this time, a deadly mistake there from the German goalkeeper has let Joselu in, and Madrid have equalized with the best part of 2 minutes to go. The one goalkeeper you think would never make that sort of a mistake. And after making some big, big saves earlier on, Manuel Neuer has just handed Madrid a big lifeline. 3-3 on aggregate, 1-1 on the night, and it looks as though we could be going to extra time. A shot there from Vinicius Jr. You never would expect him to make a mistake like that. Joselu doing well to get in past Eric Dyer. And the man who could have been the hero tonight could possibly end up the villain if Bayern Munich end up not progressing. Wow, indeed. Joselu in the 88th minute. Davies in the 68th minute, putting Bayern Munich ahead. And with about a minute or so to go, plus stoppages, we could be heading to extra time. I think it's fair to say that the Pavlovic injury might have taken a bit of the momentum away from Bayern there, but Manuel Neuer, what have you done? What have you done, sir? After a brilliant individual performance tonight, you come up with a mistake like that, and it could get worse. It could get worse with Vinicius Jr., but the defense holds firm. The danger's still not gone, though. Brahim Diaz! And it's blocked by Eric Dyer for a corner. And we are now into the last 30 seconds of normal time. What a classic we've had tonight. What a second half we've had tonight.
Maybe he was right. Maybe Neuer should retire. Yeah, looks like a bad move now.
Vinicius crossed into the penalty area. The danger's still not over. Rudiger. And have Madrid snatched it? No, they haven't. It's been disallowed for offside. And there are 9 minutes of stoppage time that have been added. And Tuchel was praised for his substitutions at the Allianz Arena. But maybe that decision to take off Harry Kane could prove to be the death knell. Joselu clearly offside, and there will be no Real Madrid winner there. I'm not even sure why that needs to be reviewed. The decision is really clear. Now we see Carvajal and Modric protesting with the referee, but you can see here Min Jae Kim doing some good work moving away from Joselu at the moment. But wait a minute, it's being reviewed though. As the ball is being played, they are checking it. It's being reviewed.
Yeah, but FC. Well, in the clock hand also FC.
And the goal has been given. The goal has been given.
No, I need to check this again. Robbery. And let's check this again.
And Joselu, against all odds, comes up the hero. Yeah, so Joselu wasn't offside as Rudiger played the ball in. And the Bayern defending over there, just waiting for the linesman to make his decision, not watching the man. Poor stuff from the Germans, really. I'm not too sure why the Moroccan flag's being raised by the Real Madrid supporters. Mazraoui plays for the opposition. But there are 9 minutes of time added on. And Tuchel, I just don't know what he'll be thinking. With 2 minutes to go, it was all in his hands. A glorious ending to his Bayern Munich stint. And it's all gone. But there are 9 minutes, enough time for something to happen. And Choupo-Moting trying his best to keep the ball in play. But Carvajal shielding it well, and that will be a Real Madrid goal kick. Yep, the technology being used very well to determine that Joselu was onside. And so it's the number 14 who makes a name for himself. Real Madrid had their own number 14 in Jose Maria Gutierrez Hernandez, who won quite a few pieces of silverware with the club. Now it's Joselu who makes a name for himself. I suppose the decision to take Kane off wasn't a bad decision necessarily, because Kane wasn't having too much of an impact on the game. It was his pass to Davies which set him on his way, though. The Bayern defense falling to sleep at the worst possible time. And I think with Manuel Neuer, you just wonder, Will he ever play in a Champions League semi-final again? Halfway through the 9 minutes of stoppage time. It's all happening at the Bernabeu. And Bayern Munich now, after all the brilliant work they did in going ahead and weathering the Real Madrid storm, have got to find a way to go back. And a free kick to Real Madrid. It's Bayern's turn to lose their composure.
This is actual witchcraft nonsense from Madrid, like. Actually, no, this is me.
I don't think you can blame Tuchel for this. It's his players that have let him down very badly. And Bayern do have the ball back. Pavlovic now. Dyer. Mazraoui trying to find Davies, but Bayern have Real Madrid have got their second wind. Pavlovic now sent tumbling, but he's claiming that he was fouled, is Pavlovic, but it's a Real Madrid throw. And after all the criticism of how Carlo Ancelotti couldn't defend his any of his league titles, he has a chance to defend his Champions League title. 3 minutes to see it out. Camavinga. Bayern Munich have the ball, though. But Real get it back, but it's still with Bayern, though. And now Kimmich has to try and make something happen. He finds Mazraoui on the right. And a foul there by Lema on Nacho. And that will be a Real Madrid throw. I think, Spencer, you're probably the winner tonight. You predicted 2-1 to Real Madrid on the night, 4-3 on aggregate. And if it stays that way, mate, you've just won the lottery. Well, I don't think it's going to be a Dortmund-Munich final now. It proved to be onside.
I hope so. I hope this maybe.
And the Kane curse is indeed alive and well. And once again, Harry Kane failed to win a trophy. You'll have to ask Hanno what you'll win.
No, nothing.
Well, you win the satisfaction of being our chat member of the match tonight. You were here from the beginning, and you've been the most positive contributor, so thank you very much indeed for being a friend of the channel, always. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go. Bayern have one last chance. Lema. Mazraoui, who's shifted to the right. Kimmich to Lema again. Choupo-Moting.
Do make sure to like and subscribe as this game is finishing.
It goes to Kimmich despite Bellingham's best attempts, but that was not the best of passes. Mazraoui finds a way, but not the best of shots from the Moroccan. It doesn't go out of play yet. And somehow Real Madrid managed to keep it in play. Joselu, as it stands, the hero of the night. And some head tennis going on between Dyer and De Ligt. 30 seconds left. This is Bayern's last throw of the dice. It was all looking so good for Bayern Munich until that Manuel Neuer error. Pavlovic across to Davies. 15 seconds left. And Davies is offside. And Real will not be in a hurry to take this one. And time for a substitution. Eder Militao, as the 9 minutes are up, will be coming on for a few seconds to replace Jude Bellingham.
I thought it was 1-1 going to penalties, but like I say, some weird stuff going on. But Dortmund, we back you. We back you, lads. We back you. The Germans, we back you. Madrid
Well,
can't win 15 in a row. I refuse to believe it.
it's Real Madrid, son. They find a way. Do not ever, ever bet against Champions League heritage. And finally, there's a booking. So we've played 10 minutes of stoppage time. This should be Bayern's last chance. There's a booking for Camavinga there, possibly for the foul that led to the free kick. Sent into the penalty area, but Lunin claims it, and is that the game over? Well, the Ukrainian goalkeeper is happy to lay on the floor, eating up a few more seconds.
It's going to be a tough one. But again, it comes down to that one thing. Bayern should have won at the Allianz.
The thing is, though, that Neuer error really sent shockwaves and panic through the Bayern ranks. And Neuer does keep it in play, but he's got to clear it out. And the referee has still not blown his whistle yet, but Bayern have a free kick. We've now played 11 minutes and 30 seconds of stoppage time. This could be the last 30 seconds, but intercepted well by Camavinga. You have to think the referee will blow his whistle in the next 20 seconds or so. Real do have a chance to try and wrap it up if they can, but that should go out for a goal kick. I don't know if Neuer will have enough time to take it. Mixed emotions, of course, for Kroos playing against his former teammates, but I think he'll be wildly celebrating. Luka Modric will play in another Champions League final, this time as a substitute. And Bayern have to get a move on if they want to have a final chance. Davies. Kimmich. And no foul there awarded by the referee. Play goes on. Vinicius Jr. can try and end matters here, winding it away, but Bayern win the ball back.
I do have a feeling Bayern get a late goal.
Oh, and Bayern have equalised! But I think it's been disallowed. No, it's been disallowed, I think. It's been disallowed.
You think?
A very tight offside call, if that's the case.
Surely they have a look at this.
Well, Muller is apoplectic at the moment.
He's not.
He's got. Wait. He's gone to check it. 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 He's gone to check it.
I refuse to.
No, he hasn't gone to check it. I think he's gone to. Yellow cards are being dished out again. The Bayern Munich camp are not happy.
No way he's off.
VAR might have a look at this, and it looks as though it is a very tight call. It looks as though De Ligt might very well be off. But very, very tight call, that is.
He's not off. Look, he's not off.
It's all happening. It's all happening.
Robbery.
It's a tight call. The VAR people will have checked it and made their decision.
No. Absolute robbery. Robbery, lads.
It looks as though Choupo-Moting has proven to be the unlucky 13 after coming on for Harry Kane. And Real obviously trying to look for a third goal, but they'll be happy with 2. And that's it. The referee has blown his whistle.
Robbery in Madrid. Here today, that was shambolic error. Shambolic. Yeah, false. Absolute false. Robbery in Madrid. Robbery in Madrid. That's the title. Robbery in Madrid. I'm going to make that the title now. Where's YouTube? Go on to YouTube. Robbery in Madrid. That's
Desolation on the faces of the Bayern Munich players. Eric Dyer still not happy, remonstrating with the linesman there. You do have to give credit to this Bayern team who fought really hard. Their fans are absolutely devastated, but still proud of their team. You do feel for Thomas Tuchel, and I don't think you can blame him for what's happened. His players let him down.
Robbery in Madrid, lads. That I've just changed that. It's an absolute farce.
It's all happening. Chaotic scenes, and you can see how much it means to Thibaut Courtois. Hasn't played a single Champions League game this campaign, on the bench tonight, but as delighted as anyone else. And the Madrid players celebrate with their fans. Ancelotti lives to see another Champions League final. As for Thomas Tuchel, a magnificent, brave campaign comes to a very sad end, as does his stint with the German Giants. But you've got to say it was an absolute classic. And just when we thought that we were going to be...
That's what I call it.
Boy, calm down. I feel your pain. I understand it was a tight decision. And why it wasn't properly checked, I will never know. But I would like to think that the checking was done earlier, and maybe they decided that it was the right decision. I'm going to find out what they're saying on the BBC Sport page, though, because you will never see a more chaotic end to a game than that. Real Madrid, of course, having 2 goals disallowed.
Absolutely gutted for Bayern. Robbery again.
And you have to feel for Min Jae Kim, who came onto the pitch. They had to change the formation, and they conceded 2.
There's the picture.
And apparently...
There's the picture, Manny. You make your mind up.
Can't see it.
There you go. That was called offside, lads. That was called off.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Apparently,
Robbery
but here's the detail. Nusayr Mazraoui was offside in the build-up.
Where? How can it be offside in the build-up? There's
Matthias
the ball.
Glick firing it into the net, and the referee,
I don't
of
see
course,
He's nowhere
If
near
play had been
offside.
if play had been allowed to go on, Delict had scored and it went to VAR. Pat Nevin, of course, ex-Chelsea and Scotland winger, saying the linesman got that just about right, but the player he flagged offside was offside.
Maybe
and now,
he sees something else that I don't.
For now, though, it's Real Madrid's 18th Champions League final,
Robbery
6th
Madrid,
in the
man.
last 11 years.
And they're interviewing that bum of a player, Jude Bellingham. That absolute bum.
Well, credit to Bellingham. His first for his debut season with Real Madrid, and he'll be playing in the Champions League final. But the Bayern Munich players staying back to take the acclaim of their
keeping that
fans.
on. We'll end the stream on this. There's the ball being played. I don't know how a player can be offside if the ball's played there.
Yeah, Mazarawi can't be offside in that position. You're right, but the line may have been drawn, and it would have been a very tight. It would have been a very tight call. It would have been a very tight call.
Money. Stop protecting these referees. Corruption. Simple corruption. Bayern robbery. But let's end on that. Be up yourselves. Guys, be up money. And socials in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe. See you in a bit. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.